all of that, the number of people waiting for life-saving organ transplants is at an all-time high, leaving Britain in critical need of new organ donors. I had no idea.
No. The NHS estimate that 8,000 people are currently on the UK transplant waiting list. Last year, more than 460 people died whilst waiting for a transplant.
Well, we're very lucky today to have police officer Terry Archbold joining us on the show, who knows exactly how important those donors are, because his actual daughter, Bea, spent more than a year in hospital waiting for an urgent heart transplant when she was only 2 years old.
Terry joins us now alongside Rachel Roughton, who is the Regional Head of Organ Donation. Morning to both of you.
Morning.
Thanks
for having us.
Terry. Well, tell us about your daughter, Beatrix, but Bea, right? So she was born in 2021 and pretty healthy to start with.
Absolutely, yeah. So Bea was born fit, healthy, no issues whatsoever, little cheeky baby. And then at 15 months old, she suddenly fell ill. Deteriorated very, very quickly with heart failure. And it was...
You just thought she was kind of breathy to start with, those COVID, right?
Yeah, so we'd been to Florida.
Wow.
And we'd come back and Cheryl, Bea's mum, and older sister Eliza had caught COVID.
Yeah.
And we saw similar symptoms with Bea, breathless, lethargic, and at that point, not overly concerned.
Yeah.
But it went on for a couple of days, and then she stopped drinking. So we rang 111. They sent an ambulance round to the house. Ambulance crew came, checked her out. Not, again, massively concerned, but said, take her to the local A&E, get a more thorough check done. So Cheryl did that, and I expected to be home in a couple of hours with antibiotics or whatever, and never expecting to be told that they picked up a heart murmur and that she was in heart failure.
And so that was something that it's not something that runs in your family particularly, or
No,
just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
So then suddenly every parent's worst nightmare. What's the next step?
So from there, Bea was taken over to the Freeman Hospital, seen by the consultants to work out what the condition was, what was happening. And she was diagnosed with a condition called dilated cardiomyopathy. So it's an enlargement of one side of a heart, which was then causing the heart to fail and not function. They tried to assist that with medications for about 4 or 5 days, and it didn't work. And she wasn't getting enough of the medications into her. She was taken for emergency surgery to fit a Hickman line. So for yourselves, or viewers, if you're not sure what that is, it's a surgical attachment that goes into a blood vessel, generally in the shoulder area, so they could administer more medication more efficiently. Bea came out of that surgery, and we received a phone call to say she's OK, you can come over and see her, she's doing well. And we walked into the intensive care unit, and there's a parent's room, and Bea's bed was 2 beds up from that parent's room. No sooner had that door shut than we heard alarms. And we heard staff shouting for equipment.
I mean, that's just unimaginable, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And Cheryl said to me, well, you look at... We knew it was Bea. We just knew.
It's an instinct.
Yeah.
And you'd have heard almost beeping. You wouldn't know what, but I bet you just... something.
Yeah, and I heard them ask for a backboard, and I knew why they were asking for a backboard. And so Cheryl told me to make sure, so I looked out and I could see the team working on Bea.
Oh, God.
Yeah, horrendous.
I mean, they can tell that, you know, even though this has a happy outcome, those moments, that just takes you right back.
It takes me right back to that moment in time. And shortly afterwards...
So she had cardiac arrest?
She was, so they saved her with CPR. And shortly afterwards, the medical team came into the room and sitting as close as we are now and presented us with a choice. They said that if she had another cardiac arrest, she would not make the night.
Oh, my.
The only hope she had would be to go on the urgent transplant list.
Yeah.
And to get her there, she would need to have a Berlin heart, which is what is on this.
Yeah,
here.
I've not heard of this, but I did see about this, the Berlin heart. So this is like almost tubes doing the job of a heart,
It's an artificial heart.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's bring Rachel. So, I mean, I mean, to start with, what state are we at with transplants at the moment? Like, I mean, we've given some quite stark statistics there.
Yeah, I mean, there's more people currently waiting on the transplant list than ever before. The numbers are around 8,000 at the moment, and that doesn't truly reflect how many people really need a transplant, because there's around 12,000 people that need one, but because of various reasons, they're not well enough to have a transplant. They're suspended at the moment. And unfortunately, the demand doesn't meet the need. So we're not able to supply the amount of organs we need to. And there's a real issue with families saying yes to organ donation. I work with families in the unfortunate situation where their loved one's going to die. So B had an organ donor, and obviously a brave family had to consent for their child's organs to be used, and that's what we really need to focus on, is raising awareness about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sorry to ask a stupid question, but obviously a baby's organs, you need a baby. But at what age do you become an adult? And so a 16-year-old or an 80-year-old can donate to a 16-year-old. I mean, does that work?
It depends on the size, because obviously some children can be quite large and some adults can be very small. So everything is done on a weight and size ratio. Yeah.
So the shortage is just across the board.
It is, and obviously for a child of B's age, you need a child to be able to donate.
And how common is the Berlin heart? I mean, is that is obviously quite a complex piece of surgery and equipment.
It's more common than you'd think. Really? I mean, Terry, you can talk more about the children that you saw in the Freeman.
Yeah, so B spent 14 months living at the Freeman Hospital.
With this Berlin heart, while she waited for the transplant?
While she waited for a transplant. So it's a bridge to transplant. It keeps them supported, pending. So that was doing the work of her heart for her.
Yeah.
While she waited for a donor to be found for her. And during those 14 months, there's 8 beds at the Freeman. They would routinely be filled with similar children, similar ages, some older, some even younger. And there's a unit at Great Ormond Street as well, and that's it for Berlin hearts in the country. And we have seen, there's a little girl in Ormond Street now called Penelope. Similar, it was like watching B's story over again. But there was a period where she couldn't get into hospital for that treatment, because there wasn't capacity being reached. Luckily, a bed became available, and she is now at Ormond Street going through the same journey that P did.
Do you know, the thing that I read in my notes that you said last night that just destroyed me was that you saw her friends on that ward. Yeah. Some of them just didn't make it.
Yeah. At one point, there was, I'll not mention the names, but B's bed was it was her home, it was in the corner of the ward, and within the space of a week, both the children either side passed.
It's heartbreaking, whichever side of it you are on, because you're either a desperate parent hoping for a donation, but as a parent, to get one, it's heartbreak for another family, and very well, don't you, Terry? Because actually, it's quite a full circle story for you.
It is.
Do you mind talking about what happened?
No, I think it's important.
Yeah.
So our experiences around organ donation, obviously our time with B in hospital taught us a lot. But the biggest learning for us came from when we lost our daughter Isabel. And we faced the organ donation question with her. And my immediate response, when the team came in to ask, my immediate response was no. Every instinct I had going on at that point, every emotion was protective. I didn't want anybody to touch her.
Of course not.
Cheryl, my partner, her response was yes. So you've got two parents, very similar circumstances, same emotions going on, same grief, same loss. And we did consent. And the thing that swung me was, Cheryl made me stop and think that the pain that I was experiencing, the pain that we were going through, would we want other families to feel that? And if we could do anything to prevent that, then it's the right thing to do. Cheryl's yes came from a prior seed of thought. Earlier in life, she had read a magazine article about child organ donation. I think she might be getting a hair done or whatever, in a waiting room somewhere. But she picked up a magazine, and in it was an article that set a memory in the back of her mind that you never expect to use.
No.
You could never imagine being in a situation that would come to the fore of mind. Life put us in a situation where it did. And it was that seed of thought that enabled Cheryl to process that moment and enabled her to make me think of others and to say yes. And that's why the education is absolutely key, because every transplant, every organ donation that takes place hinges on the ability of those that are asked to process that moment and say yes.
And quickly.
Yeah.
We do have a happy ending, don't we? She did get her transplant.
She did.
How was that moment? What was the process like?
That moment was incredible. It was such a whirlwind of time, because you've spent, for us, we spent 14...
Hurry up and wait, isn't it? Right?
15 months, and the reality is we know what it meant to the other side. So it's like living an endless torture. Every day wondering, is this the day that we lose B? Is it her last day with us? And enjoying every moment. And at the same time, very conscious of what it means for her to come home.
Yeah.
That if she does, her life from that moment, every breath, everything she goes on to do is because of somebody else.
That's a good way of putting it.
I can just see her out the corner of my eye. Should we bring her in?
Absolutely.
Little B.
Hi,
Bea. Do you want to come and sit over here with us?
With Daddy?
Yay! Wow.
Hey, Bea, how are
Look at you.
Good to see you.
Hi, babe.
Oh, look, you can look after this little baby. There you go.
Look.
Look.
How's it going, Bea? You good?
Are you good?
It's nice to see you, Bea.
I mean, to be able to see this story, and a bit like you're saying about, it's about talking about it. This is what we're doing today. You're being very brave. This might have an impact on someone else's decision when you see, hello, thank you very much. I'll take care of this little baby here. Rachel, what is it about... we understand that it's such a sensitive subject, but is there a bit of an issue with... because the laws changed, didn't they, where you actually have to opt out now of organ donation, but it doesn't seem to be quite as simple as that once it actually comes down to it.
Yeah. So, the law did change, but it was kind of one piece of a big complex jigsaw. No one thing is going to increase organ donation. What's really important is at the point of a conversation with a family, when they're in the very unfortunate situation that their loved one is going to die, they need certainty about what their loved one wanted, and the best way to do that is sign the NHS Organ Donor Register. But not only do that, it's talk to everybody, those that are closest to you, your friends, your family, whoever is going to be there in that moment. You need to let them know what your decision is. And we know that over 90% of families will always support that decision when they know what it is. But in the situation...
in the eye of the storm, and, you know, Terry articulated it so brilliantly there, you immediately go, no, don't touch, you know? And would that be the same for parents as well? The parents of kids need to work out quickly what they want to do if the worst ever happened to their child.
Absolutely. So, obviously, the law doesn't apply to anyone under the age of 18, and it's the parent's responsibility. But I had a baby last year. As soon as I came home from hospital, I put her on the organ donor register. So, as a parent, you can do that. You can have those conversations together. Before no one ever expects to be in this situation.
Of course. But you could be saving a life.
But you could be, and I think as a society we don't talk about death and dying.
No.
We don't do it, and organ donation is just one of those things that we should consider and make those decisions known, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring, unfortunately.
Yeah. Thanks both of you for coming in.
That was amazing.
Thanks, Terry.
And thank you, little
We've lost
Bea.
her, mate. I don't know where she is now.
She's getting ready to do Morning View next.
She's going to be
I think.
hanging out with Giles and Tim.
Yeah.
I did say she might be feisty.
Much needed dose of sanity and logic for the news review.
Dermot, is the fruit real on this
Don't eat that
morning, or is
fruit.
it fake? Because
I've made the mistake as well.
I was going to say, we're about to find out, I think.
Bea, do not eat that fruit.
If you would like to register, which we think is so important, to be an organ donor in the UK, and you feel you can, please do. You can sign up online through the NHS Organ Donor Register, and that's at organdonation.nhs.uk.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.